I'm so excited that you're here. Of course, it's our weekly training inside the She's Creating an Empire community. And we are talking about how to manifest your dreams the fastest way possible and how you can really get anything that you want. Now, I know that sounds far-fetched for some of you. My name is Melanie Greenough. I'm the CEO and founder of She's Creating an Empire, where we teach women how to build business, brands, and bank accounts that they absolutely love. And let me tell you, it is no small feat to transform your life. The first question I want to ask you is, are you currently happy with the circumstances that you find yourself in? Are you happy with your job? Are you happy with the amount of money you make? Are you happy? The reality is that many people are living lives that they've created but don't see themselves in. And so I want to help you today unlock the formula that we use, and that's going to be the core of our Get Success coaching program that we're launching here in just the next few weeks. Wait till you hear all about it. But for right now, let's jump into talking about how you can literally, starting right now, transform your results. Number one, we're going to start with the word OTIERA. OTIERA, like Tierra, OTIERA. So everything starts with outside circumstances. You and I, we have a makeup, a human that we've become, and an outside circumstance happens. Now, what happens when that happens? We have a thought. So O stands for outside circumstances. The T stands for thoughts. Now, thoughts are sometimes unprovoked. They just happen, right? We have many, many thoughts a day, thousands of thoughts a day going through our minds. Some of them, though, are us responding, reacting, judging what's going on around us. And so an outside circumstance happens. We have thoughts about that circumstance. Then our identity kicks in, and we're going to be talking a lot about identity in the coming months. Now, our identity kicks in, and our identity then provokes an emotion. So, for example, if, let's say, I get a bill in the mail, and within my circumstances, my thoughts, there's not enough money to pay the bills, then instantly my identity is going to say, oh no, and I'm going to have a negative emotion about that bill coming in the mail. So the emotion is going to provoke further reactions and actions. So I'm going to react to that thing that happened, right? So outside circumstance, thought, identity, emotion, reaction. I'm going to have a reaction to that thing. That reaction acts like a boomerang. So it sends out the emotion, and the reaction acts like a boomerang and sends out and collects more of the same type of emotions, feelings, circumstances, and thoughts. So that means, of course, you're a magnet. So we have a reaction that sends out an emotional impulse that is actually a vibration that then brings back to us more of the same. That's why when you wake up in the morning having a bad day, you continue to have a bad day. If you wake up in the morning and you're having a great day, typically everything goes your way because your thoughts, your emotions, your identity is wrapped up in the feeling that you're having. Now, once you have a reaction, send out that boomerang, then your actions will follow, right? So if you're in the example of not being able to pay the bills or not feeling like there's enough money, the actions that you will take is things like hiding the bill, feeling guilty and shameful. Maybe you keep yourself from getting a better job, maybe because you're afraid of giving up the job you have to make more money, right? Because your identity is there's not enough money. Well, in OTIERA, when we look at it, when we look at the formula, you can easily take a look at your assess yourself, right? We're going to be talking about reparenting ourselves this year. We're going to be talking about how we can learn to be different in a very short period of time and transition into a much better circumstance. Listen, I was a broke, homeless, single mom, right? I ended up with a divorce that cost me everything. It was terrible. It was awful. And then I got married and got divorced again, like 2 failed marriages and, not enough money, living on $1,100 a month, no child support, no support at all. Really, I honestly did not have anything. And now You guys, I built like several 7-figure businesses. I'm married to the man of my dream. Like, I love him. He's my best friend. He's my one true love. I call him my hashtag OTL, right? Right. We travel the world. We have, done the investing and the trading and all the things, raised 2 beautiful daughters. How did that happen? Well, because I realized that my circumstances did not dictate my future. My circumstances were just a reflection of how I'd been thinking and feeling and acting. So my identity was that I'm worth more. Because I believed I was worth more, I did things that caused me to make more money. So do you believe you're worth more? Do you believe you're worth more money? Or are you suffering under the patriarchal, don't want too much, don't ask for too much, be a nice girl phenomenon, right? It's the patriarchal conditioning. It's the post-traumatic patriarchal phenomenon that you somehow believe that you shouldn't ask for too much. You shouldn't want too much. You should settle for what you have. You should be happy with what you get. This is nonsense, right? And you should think of others before yourself. Well, who said that? Right? You came here alone, you're leaving alone, right? The people that tell you to think about others before themselves are the same people that want you to think of them first. Of course, you need to think of yourself first. If you're happy, everyone's happy. If you're blessed, you can be a blessing, right? So I promised you I was going to show you how to manifest your dreams in 15 minutes or less, right? Like this is what we're doing. I want you to take a look at your outside circumstance right now. And I want you to ask yourself, how am I thinking about this situation? Am I thinking like a millionista, a millionairess? Or am I thinking like a poverty-ridden, backwards way? Am I thinking there's not enough or more than enough? Am I thinking that I can't do it or I can do it? Am I thinking that, this situation is permanent, or am I thinking the situation is temporary? It has not come to stay, it has come to pass, right? I want you to identify the thoughts you're thinking about the circumstance you're trying to change. So I'm going to use money because it's easy. You want to make more money. Are you currently thinking, I can absolutely make more money. I'm worth $100,000 a year. I'm worth $1 million a year. I'm worth whatever it is. I'm talented. I'm skilled. Everyone should sit up and pay attention. Or are you thinking, I'm not sure if I can do it. What if they laugh at me? What if I fail? What if I lose my job? What if my boss doesn't like it? What if my husband doesn't like it? What if my friends don't like it? Where are you at in your thinking? Because you can't say with your mouth you want something and then counteract it with negative thinking. It doesn't work like that. You're literally, looking at your circumstance saying, I desire, which is the word of the day, I desire more, right? I desire more. And then think in your head, I can't have it. I'm not good enough. No one like me has ever done this before. I don't know how to do it. You have to think about what you're thinking about, okay? So outside circumstances triggering your thoughts. Now we have to ask ourselves, what is my identity? Am I identifying with a millionaire? Am I identifying with somebody who doesn't have enough? Am I living in more than enough, or am I living in lack? Am I living in first class experiences, or am I living in coach? Am I, wanting and buying and doing filet mignon or hot dogs? Like, you guys, really, truly, I don't care where you're at. You can change and elevate your situation with your identity shift. And how does that happen? We have to choose the emotions we have from the thoughts, right? We have thoughts, and then we have our identity that kicks in, and then we have emotions. Our emotions come out of who we are, right? If you get a bill to the door, do you have a bad emotion? Do you have a negative emotion? Do you have debt you can't pay off? Because in identity land, that means that you are lacking in financial literacy. Well, how do you change your identity? Get education, right? Get involved with our coaching programs. Learn how to pay off your debt. Learn how to make more money. Learn how to brand yourself online. Learn how to master your mindset. Learn how to master your time. If you guys don't have the planner yet, what are you doing? This is if you're new here, hi. But this is the success planner. This is a 6-figure business plan in a book. Like if you just did pages in this book, you're going to make money, right? So long as you have a side hustle or something that you're working on. So are you identifying as a six-figure earner, or are you struggling to get there? Are you struggling to understand what to do next? Are you struggling? Are you creating struggle? You don't need to struggle. You have to change your identity. How would you act if you already made six figures? How would you dress? Where would you live? What would you do? What would you eat? You know, how much debt would you have if you made six figures already, or $1 million, or whatever your goal is, right? How would you be then? How would it feel? Because remember, we have to have thoughts, identity, and emotion all lined up on a common goal. So right now, if you have thoughts that you want to be a millionaire, but your identity is that there's not enough, and your emotions coming out of that identity are sending out not enough reaction boomerangs, right, out into the vortex. Well, now what, right? Vortex being your bubble, your universal bubble. You are a creator, if you didn't know. The life you have right now, you did it, you made it. Every circumstance in it, you chose, right? My ex-husband, who is not fun, I chose him. It's not his fault. I picked him. I had an identity that allowed for his bad behavior, right? So where are you at in your identity? Now we choose our identity. We decide that we can act like that person that we want to become, feel like that person we want to become. Well, the moment you start to feel it as real, guess what? Emotions, they shift. It feels good, right? Life is meant to feel good. If it's not feeling good, you're doing it wrong, okay? So you have these emotions, those send out boomerang reactions. Remember, we're having those reactions, sending out, bringing back more. So if you're having thoughts that you are a millionaire, you feel good in your own body, you feel good in your life, there's more than enough money, you travel first class everywhere that you go, everything you touch turns to gold, well, it's going to go out, your reactions are going to go out and bring back more money, because your actions will then line up like a millionaire. So I hope that makes sense. So outside circumstance, thoughts, identity, emotion, reaction, boomerangs, and actions, which means you're acting in a certain way. When you act in a certain way, what happens is you elevate your experience. So you can act like a pauper, or you can act like a millionaire. You can act like a poor person, not enough, just enough, can't pay my bills, can't do this, can't do that. And I know a lot of people, six figures, still no money. They're spending every cent they make. What if you didn't spend every cent you make? What if you were an investor? What if you developed an investor identity? What if you developed a creator, not consumer mentality? This is what we teach you inside of our programs. So what I want you to do, if you are ready to level up, if you are ready to say, next, I am done with where I'm at, I must change, I want you to go ahead and book a strategy call with our master coach, Shanda. She's going to actually help you decide where you should start, okay? Because some of you need to start with the planner. You don't have that yet. You can grab the planner at shescreatinganempire.com/planner, okay? Or they'll put it in the comments. So you can grab the planner, but I actually encourage you to get a strategy call to really start to move yourself forward. We have a brand new program launching in June. I'm super excited for it. Anybody who gets started in our momentum group or our CEO school before then is actually going to get a cheaper price, and they're going to get it credited to the program that launches in June. So just let me fill you in. If you've been waiting, if you've been wondering when's the right time for you, if you've been thinking, what do I do next? If you are frustrated with where you're at, if you can't get breakthrough, this is your year. This is your time, but you need to take action. So go ahead, get a strategy call book with Shanda. She'll go through everything with you, show you what's next, show you how it applies. And of course, at the time of this recording, all right, we have our Panama retreat coming up. If you have not registered, it is maybe too late. It might not be. Ask Shanda, book a call with her. She'll get you the link to get registered. I think there's like 2 more days that it's open for. And finally, let me tell you, this next 12 to 18 months, there's going to be 300 million jobs lost in the US alone. And I am on a mission to help women be able to develop businesses from home, whether they want to be a coach with a certified coaching program, whether they want to, scale their side hustle, if they're looking for a side hustle. This is the time for you to take action. When do you dig a well? Before you're thirsty. So with that, please share this around, add your friends to the group. We want to build a community that is worldwide. We're already in over, I think, 12 plus countries. We are definitely on the grow. We're looking for women that want to change their lives. And let me tell you, there's no training like this on the planet. So with that, be blessed. We'll see you next week for sure. And if you have any comments or questions, drop them below and we'll make sure that we get with you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.